Hey guys, DireRaven here, welcome back to my channel. Today we are back playing Dark Knights on the Kurato route. I think this is going to be the last episode of this route because last time we only did 2 episodes for Genoa. So yeah, let's go to Kurato route. The boy shoots me a fierce look that makes me freeze in place before he returns to his seat. Kurato, did you hear that? Kurato chuckles, patting my shoulder. Don't take it personally. Kaichi's always like this. I didn't mean to offend Kaichi. He must have a bad impression of me now. Honestly though, these elite people are weird. That boy. You should go back to your classroom. Thanks for accompanying me this far. I'll pick you up once classes are over. Actually, you can just wait for me by the lockers. It is not like I am embarrassed, but if Kurato comes to pick me up, my friends, especially Ikuya, will have endless questions. Maybe I'll introduce Kurato to them another day when the time is right. Alright, if you say so. After classes end, I immediately head to the lockers, which seem more crowded than usual. There's a group of people surrounding something, but I cannot see what. Even Ikuya is there. There are too many people. I can't find Kurato. Are you a transfer student? I've never seen you before. I move closer to see what is going on and instantly recognize Kurato in the center of the crowd. I cannot miss his dark beanie. What has he done to attract so much attention? Just because he's a normal-looking elite student? Ugh, how do I reach him? The moment Kurato sees me, he smiles and starts pushing his way through the crowd. I self-consciously step back, trying to make myself stand out less, then turn around and walk out of the school. Miyoko, you left so quickly. What's wrong? Wait, don't tell me you're jealous. Why would I be? Kurato chuckles at my reaction as he walks beside me. So, had any fun in class? Kaichi and I were the only ones around. I was stuck with that brat the whole day. It wasn't fun at all. Why don't you try to socialize with him? Who wants to be friends with a sharp-tongued little bookworm? Not a fan of children? Not when they glare murderously at me. I can hear you. We both turn around to find Kaichi behind us, glaring with the same look Kurato was just talking about. I did not notice him at all. How long have you been walking behind us? Just for a short while. It's not like I'm following you. I'm going to the public library, which is also in this direction. I see you are still gossiping about your seniors. It seems you didn't take my words seriously. You're not even worth talking to. He stares at us blankly. I do not know if Kaichi was speaking to the both of us or just me. The awkward air between us feels thick as a brick wall. Kurato and I stand there, not knowing what to say, while Kaichi just keeps walking, ignoring us. I feel the tension fading away as he turns the corner. Cute as he is, he can be rather gloomy and difficult to handle. When we reach home, I settle on the living room couch and start doing my homework. Kurato just sits beside me, browsing through a newspaper like he has nothing better to do. Don't you need to study for the upcoming exams? Nah, that'd be boring. Besides, I've already memorized everything I need to know for them. Well, genius, since you have nothing to do, can you help me with history? Sure. What's your question? There's a legend about the school ghost. What do you know about it? That one's... Kurato rubs his chin while looking down at my textbook. His eyes glint up after a moment. Something must have come to mind. Part of this story is real. The ghost of a boy sometimes appears around the school at night. So you believe ghosts exist? Who knows? They might even be around right now. Do you? The doorbell rings before I can answer. Putting my textbook aside, I stand up to check it. Yes! Chain! Okay, I opened the door to see Chain standing outside, his unusual appearance startling me a bit. It's not unusual, it's amazing. That character design is like so cool. Can I help you? I'm looking for Kurato. Hey bro, how'd you know I was here? The man in question suddenly appears behind me, a cheeky grin on his face. Chain crosses his arms and raises an eyebrow, as though to say the answer should be obvious. Chain pointedly looks at me, drawing Kurato's gaze. Hey, Miyoko, mind giving us a sec? We're going to talk about confidential work. Saying no is not really an option, so I leave them be. However, I cannot let this chance to eavesdrop slide, so after closing the door, I hang back around the corner, leaning against the wall. I can vaguely make out their conversation. Don't let your guard down. Something big might happen soon. Things are going according to the schedule then. Thanks for the warning. So how's the target? Can't find him. He must be pretty skilled to escape from you. You should be cautious. I didn't expect him to show up at school. I should patrol that area too. Whatever you want. By the way, there's something I want you to do for me. It goes silent for a moment. Kurato starts whispering, but I am too far to hear it clearly. I try to move a little closer, but then he speaks up again. The murderer is always slipping past us. I'm starting to think there might be more of them. It's been so easy for them too. It's like they're always one step ahead of us. Do you think one of our own is involved? Kurato's words are intriguing. A mole within the investigators? If that is the case, then who could be trusted? I hear nothing except Chain's deep sigh, and that sound a bit creepy through his gas mask. Even if it is one of our own, I won't hesitate. I know you won't. You never stray from your goals. I wish I had your resolve. Just then I hear the door opening. Chain must be leaving. I quickly head for the couch, grabbing my textbook and pretending to write something down. A few seconds later, Kurato returns to the living room. He takes one look at me and smiles mischievously. Hear anything interesting? I have no idea what you mean. Kurato sits down beside me, still eyeing me. It's okay. You can drop the innocent act. I would have told you, just to keep you from stressing out about all this. I want to be honest with you. Kurato's a klutz sometimes, but he's sharp. He's an investigator after all. I have nothing else to say, so I simply shrug. You'll be safe with me around. Actually, I'm more worried about missing out on the action. Nope. People like you should stay at home. People like me. I mean regular, untrained people. Just stay at home and don't do anything unnecessary. I flush at his comment. I understand his logic, but he makes it sound as though I would only get in his way. Well, he won't stop me from intervening if anything happens. My answer is no. No, and no. Stop suggesting weird things. Oh, come on, it's just for one night. There's no way... What? What? There is no way we're sharing one room. Go sleep in your own. Wait, what? Kurato, you sly dog. Okay, you eavesdropped on us back there. You heard it's getting dangerous. If I'm right beside you, it would be easier to. I push Kurato out of my room and slam the door shut. I'm sure Kurato is just messing around. No guard would ever ask to sleep beside their target. Then again, most guards don't live with their targets in the first place. Why does he need to stay literally right beside me anyway? Is he that bad at his job? It makes him even more suspicious. He himself could be the murderer for all I know. Feeling tired, I slip into my bed. Right after I close my eyes, I hear a small noise. Did Kurato stub his foot against the wall or something? Why, though? After a while, my door creaks open and Kurato sneaks inside. I have now fallen asleep as not much time has passed by. I should really get a lock for my door. I had no need for it before, but now that I have someone living with me. I stay still and listen for his footsteps. When he seems close enough, I grab my pillow and throw it at him. He steps aside in an instant, dodging it easily. There is an innocent expression on his face as he picks up my pillow, throwing it back at me, and sits down on the chair in front of my desk. Kurato props his arm against the desk, looking in my direction. Is it okay if I watch you from here? It seems he will persist no matter how many times I reject him. Since this is part of his job, I decide to stop complaining. Fine, do what you want, just don't try anything funny. There's an extra blanket over there if you're cold. I'm good, but thanks. Want me to tuck you in, sing you a lullaby? I like Kurato. Want me to throw you out the window? Kurato chuckles, my light tone having made it clear that I was kidding. Okay, sleep well, Miyoko. Kurato shifts in the chair, taking a more comfortable position. He flashes me an innocent smile once he is settled. I shift to face away from him, my eyelids heavy, and I quickly fall asleep. Uh-oh. I wake up to a strange noise. I lie still for a time, waiting for the sound to abate. When it doesn't stop after a minute, I sit up, rubbing my eyes before taking a look around. Kurato's chair is empty, and I do not see him anywhere else in the room. Maybe he went to the bathroom. I hear shuffling sounds outside as if something is being dragged over the ground. Duh! Curious, I get out of bed and head for the door. Don't jump scare me. Don't jump scare me. Don't jump scare me. I open the door, but see nothing in the darkness. The sound has already stopped, and I cannot see well enough to determine if anything looks suspicious. Kurato, are you here? Oh my god. I wait a moment, but there is no reply. I go to the next room to look for him. Finding it empty, I begin to grow nervous. He said he would guard me tonight. He couldn't have gone out, could he? I call his name again, but only silence answers me. I'm about to check downstairs, but before I put a foot on the first step, I hear the shuffling sounds again. I hear creaks as though someone is on the stairs. I strain my eyes, curious about what the figure that was slowly approaching in the dark. A boy is crawling upstairs with messy hair, a torn shirt, and no legs. Oh my god, it's the ghost. It's supposed to be at school, not my house. It looks like his legs have been chopped off, but from this position I cannot make out if it is real or an illusion. Both of his hands are stained dark red, and there is a trail of blood behind him. I'm gonna be nice. I can barely believe a person could be this badly injured and still be conscious. Never mind how he got... I don't mean like that! Of course I have to help him. I kneel down, offering my hand. He is looking down. I'm not sure if he even saw me. He remains motionless for a few seconds, then he suddenly grabs my hand. I almost lose my balance from surprise, but quickly catch myself. Hey, are you alright? Help. He answers with a soft moan, then lifts his head up to look at me. His dull eyes gaze into mine, looking a little sad. His face is paler than I expect, almost transparent. I gently pull him up the stairs and let his body rest against the wall. I notice his wounds are still bleeding. This is too realistic to be prank. I'll get some bandages. Wait, please don't leave me alone. I stand up, but he quickly grabs my hand before I can take a step. His ice-cold fingers are trembling, and his voice sounds weak. He shakes his head and squeezes my hand. I have no choice but to respect his request, despite the pool of blood forming around the stumps of his legs. As I assess his wounds, I realize there is no way he could have entered my house in this state. I pull my hand away and step back from him. Who are you? How did you enter my house? I'm a ghost. The boy sighs and averts his eyes. I recall the story Leoji told me about the ghost boy and realize that he looks exactly like the boy in the photo I saw. He's legless too, just like the rumors. The realization scares me, and I stumble as I take another step away from him. This is weird, isn't it? I died a long time ago, now I'm just... Could you possibly be the school ghost? Oh, is that what they call me? I think I am. What are you doing in my house? I was looking for someone who can see me. Not a lot of people can. I need your help. His expression changes to a sad one again. His tone is serious, but I still cannot comprehend his existence. It would make more sense if this is a dream. I wonder why only I can see him. How can I help? Please come to school. I'll be waiting for you. The boy smiles before his body vanishes into thin air. I stare at the spot he disappeared from, wondering if I will wake up from this bizarre nightmare anytime soon. What in the world? I'm so confused. Every trace of him has disappeared, from the blood trail on the floor to the stains on my hand, where he touched me. I recall the chill I felt when he touched me. What am I supposed to do? I missed my chance to reject him. If I try now, he might curse me. This must be the worst decision I have ever made, but after a change of clothes, I leave the house. Where's Kurato? Is he at the school too for some reason? The streets are empty. It occurs to me that I should not be out this late, but I am already nearly at the school. Despite my misgivings, I am excited and curious to see what awaits me. Surprisingly, the fences are unlocked. There might still be people inside. Yeah, because Jinoru takes night classes. I remember he said that. So there might be night classes going on. The hallways are lit only from the street lamps outside, but I can still see where I am going. I have never been here at night. The hallways look creepier than usual. I want to call out for the ghost boy, but decide to stay quiet and search for him. I stop to listen, picking up the distinct sound of the ghost boy shuffling. The floor ahead of me looks splotched as well, perhaps with blood, but in the dark I cannot be certain. I walk down the hallways and follow the shuffling sound. I find blood trails on the floor, a clue that the school ghost was here. Or Kurato dragging a dead body. Because I have no idea where he is. Guess he found me first. No! As I step forward, I feel a hand press against my mouth and an arm around my waist. Without a moment to react, I am pulled into the nearest classroom. Kurato? I struggle trying to break out of my captor's grasp until I hear a familiar voice whisper in my ear. Oh, yeah, why is he here? Relax, it's Kurato. He releases me once I stop struggling. I spin around to confront him, but he presses his index finger to my lips before I can utter a word. I push his hand away from my face but keep quiet, despite the many questions I have for him. While we hide in the classroom, the sound of footsteps echoes through the hallway. Despite the darkness, I can see a little through the gap between the door and its frame. We both wait patiently until something moves within sight of our hiding place. A pair of disembodied legs shamble down the hallway, pausing at irregular intervals, as though their missing top half is searching for something. Blood drips down from the top of each stump, leaving macabre shoe prints with each step. I almost scream in shock, but Kurato lays a hand on my shoulder, reminding me to stay calm. I can hardly breathe as the apparition continue their way down the hall, the soft sound of their shoes echoing in the empty corridor. As the sound grows further and further away, the bloody prints fade from view, until there is no trace of anything was ever there. I wait a full minute after the last echo of its footsteps fades before feeling safe enough to speak. This is what happens when you sneak inside the school at midnight. Then why are you here? Kurato lets out a deep sigh. Look, I'll explain, but tell me what are you doing here first. The school ghost appeared at my place and asked for help, so I decided. Seriously? I might get cursed if I reject his request. Kurato shakes his head and lets out another deep sigh. This was a bad idea after all. And where have you been? I thought you were supposed to be guarding me. You're always gone or popping up when I least expect it. Actually, I was after the ghost boy. I was told he would appear at school tonight. I asked Jane to guard you just in case. I can't believe he didn't stop you from coming here. Still, it's my fault. I'm sorry I left you alone. Really, I'm so sorry. Kurato lowers his voice, almost whispering. His sad eyes look down at me, his expression not what I expected. I decide not to push it any further, since he already feels guilty enough. Anyway, you need to leave. The ghost might come back for you. Before I can reply, we hear a shuffling sound. Kurato grabs my hand and we rush out of the classroom. The school's his playground at night. We need to get out of here, ASAP. You should have rejected him. Now he's after you. Kurato, slow down. I can't keep up. Every freaking horror situation. Why do I have to trip? I want to help Kurato. As soon as the words are out of my mouth, I trip over my own feet, crashing to the floor. Kurato barely has time to turn around before I feel something cold clamp onto both of my legs. Oh, I let out a small shriek as I'm dragged away at inhuman speed. Kurato looks at me with a shocked expression, but quickly comes to his senses and chases after me. Can I kick it? Why is my character not kicking? Okay, I try to turn and see who is dragging me, but a sharp turn throws me off balance, and I have to scramble to avoid hurting myself. Let me go! Hold on, I'm coming. I grow dizzy because of the many quick turns. It feels like I am on a roller coaster without a safety harness. I hear Kurato's footsteps echo, but they disappear abruptly as if he stopped running. I shout his name, but he must be too far away to hear. Oh, for fuck. My captor finally releases me after pulling me into another classroom. My body hurts from being dragged all this way, but I manage to stand up. I'm not going to make that sound. I dash to the far wall, pinning my back against it. The ghost boy sits in front of me, a regretful look on his face. His appearance still surprises me. How did a legless ghost drag me all the way over here? Ugh, maybe I should stop questioning the supernatural beings. I'm sorry for scaring you. I didn't want anyone to stop us from talking. The boy bows down to apologize. I realize he means no harm, and I still do not understand his actions. You see, my legs are missing. Without them, I'm stuck here. So the story about the school ghost is true. It is hard to believe the infamous ghost is right before my eyes again. I saw your legs a moment ago. Where? It was back in the hallway. They passed by, moving on their own. Could you please help me get them? He looks at me with innocent eyes and presses his lips together. I came all the way to the school for him. It would be a waste of effort to turn him down now. After I nod, the boy smiles happily. He crawls up to me and takes my hands into his. I shudder at his cold touch, and he releases me. Ah, right. Sometimes I forget that I'm not normal anymore. He looks like he's about to cry, so I reach out and gently pat his head. Honestly, I can't believe I'm comforting a ghost. Thank you. Nobody's ever agreed to help me before. Actually, it was more like I had no choice. I may be cursed if I don't agree to help you. I can't spread curses. I'm cursed after all. I could have rejected him when I got the chance. Oh dear, what did I get myself into? Well, I'm gonna look for your legs. I'll wait here. I don't think they'll appear if I tag along. I'll be right back. I leave the classroom and start my quest. I wonder why he separated me from Kurato. Is it because Kurato is looking for him? Right now I have two options. Find Kurato and escape, or help the ghost find its legs. I wanna get the legs. If I try to escape, he might come after me though. I do not want ghosts showing up at my house. Whatever, at least this is something new. I might as well help him out. Walking around, I try to remember where I last saw them. It was around the classroom earlier when I first met up with Kurato. However, it is difficult to be sure where the legs had gone, especially because they don't leave behind a trace. Shortly after I hear Kurato's voice calling my name, I could not be happier to bump into him. Kurato, I'm here. Kurato comes running around the corner, stopping short when he sees me and letting out a relieved sigh. Once I reach him, he holds my shoulders as his eyes examine my body. Miyoko, how did you escape in one piece? Kurato sounds worried as his gaze is pinned on me. It was the school ghost. He asked me to find his legs and... Oh, him. Kurato's expression turns dark and he lets me go. Without a word, he stalks off in the direction I came from. Confused, I go after him. Where are you going? I'm going to exorcise the ghost. What? We have to put him to rest by fulfilling his request. He'll rest after being exorcised. He doesn't seem evil, so why? It's not like he hurt me. Miyoko. Kurato turns to face me, his expression serious. I thought he was upset with me, but he wraps his arms around my body, holding me tight against his chest. Kurato? I do not understand the meaning behind it. I sense warmth and gentleness in his embrace, and then I get knocked out. I hope that's what happens. Even though we only met a short while ago, this feels nostalgic somehow. You don't know how scared I was of losing you, Miyoko. I'm so sorry. Is he talking about his job guarding me? But his reaction is really over the top if it's just that. It's not even his fault. I'm the one who decided to come to the school. I gently stroke his back to reassure him. I've been messing around too much. After Kurato pulls away, I feel slightly flustered. There's something I want to tell you, but it'll have to wait. Stay here. I'll be back in a minute. Wait, don't leave me all alone. You'll be fine. I just need to set things right. Trust me. Kurato's serious eyes look into mine. This is a side of him I could not have imagined when we first met. Is he always like this at work, or did he grow dependable when I wasn't looking? He pats my shoulder and heads off before I can say anything. I could not help but worry about him. How is he going to deal with a ghost? I didn't even know he could see them. Worried, I go after him. No, I want to look for the legs. Uh-oh. I hear loud noises like something large and metal striking a wall. Is he trying to exorcise the ghost by throwing a desk at it? I slowly peek around the corner and see Kurato with the ghost boy. Kurato appears to be winning with the ghost pinned against the wall. I'm not too late. I have to stop Kurato before he hurts him. Why are you doing this? This is for your own good. Your wish will never come true. Why should I believe you? You don't seem to remember me, but back in Class 1E, I want to enter the classroom and stop them, but the ghost demeanor suddenly changes. His gaze momentarily falls to the floor, and he pulls himself away from the wall with a jerk. The ghost boy raises his head again, and I flinch back. His eyes have turned to matching black voids, and his mouth is set in a snarl of rage. No! Kurato tries to pull something out of his pocket, but the ghost boy crawls forward at inhuman speed, grabbing Kurato's arm. I thought ghosts couldn't harm humans, but this boy is definitely trying to hurt Kurato. Well, Kurato was trying to hurt him. Ooh, it's better than what he had before. I remember you. Even in this chaos, Kurato manages to draw something from his pocket. I cannot exactly understand what he is doing, but I see his lips moving. The ghost boy backs away from him when he notices what is going on. Kurato throws the object he was holding, a small charm, at the ghost boy. The moment it touches him, he freezes in place. A dark mass surrounds the ghost boy, instantly dissolving him into mist. His scream echoes after he disappears, eventually fading until there is nothing left of him. I glance over at Kurato. He sinks down on his knees and let out a deep sigh. Without moving, he suddenly calls my name. Miyoko, you can come out. Did you know I was here all this time? Kurato turns to me and nods. What happened to him? I exorcised him. He's gone. I notice his messy clothes. I'm worried he was injured, but I cannot see anything but some minor cuts and scratches. I told you to stay back there. I'm sorry. I do not dare to look Kurato in the eyes, but he does not seem upset. Let's go home. On the way back, we walk in silence. I do not understand everything that happens tonight, starting with the ghost boy that called out to me, to Kurato being at school. I tried to help, but it felt like I was more of a nuisance. Are you okay? I just have a lot on my mind. Right, I still owe you an explanation. You weren't supposed to be there, but oh well. I still can't believe you trusted that ghost. What if he hurt you or forced you to do something terrible? Why wouldn't I help him? Honestly, I was just curious. He was a school ghost, you know, the same one we talked about a couple days ago. Ghosts like him can't pass on because they have strong, unfulfilled desires in this world. I've tried to track him down before, but he doesn't appear very often. When I heard he might show up tonight, I took a chance. Was it really impossible to fulfill his wish? His wish could be fulfilled if his legs were reattached to his physical body, but his body was cremated and his legs were never found. It was an impossible request to begin with. I can't believe he tricked you into helping him. I didn't know. I thought if he was an evil ghost, he could have cursed me or haunted me until my death. To admit, I'm not fond of ghosts, especially angering them. The ghost's gone, so you don't need to keep beating yourself up about it. Kurato gently pets my head. I expect him to be upset, but it is the opposite. I troubled him, yet he's trying to comfort me. His kindness makes me feel even more guilty. When the ghost screamed at you, what did he mean by, I remember you? Don't read too much into it. I've been after him for a while. Maybe he remembered me. How long have you been an exorcist? It's a long story. I have all night. Alright, well, it's not just ghosts. I dislike all supernatural beings. Part of my job's keeping the village safe from creatures like him. I didn't know you could see ghosts. I didn't think you could either. All this time you knew the school ghost story was true. What about the other legends from this village? Curious? I wouldn't want to spoil the surprise. You'll figure it out. I'm serious. I'm involved in your mess now. I have the right to know what else might come after me. I think you've got it backwards. You're the one dragging me into your messes. Excuse me, but who saved you from sleeping on the streets, You're more of a damsel in distress than I am. Hey, didn't I look badass back there? At least call me a knight or something. By the way, thanks for helping me. It's nothing. Just be careful around supernatural beings next time. Don't trust them, no matter how kind they seem. In the end, they're all the same, selfish and deceptive. Humans are no different. I still trust them more. I'm sure there are more of those beings in the village, hiding in shadows. Someday I'll take them all out. I know you dislike them, but that's a little extreme, don't you think? I've been able to sense them my entire life. I spent my childhood tormented by creatures just like that ghost. It's only natural how I feel about them. I see, but destroying them won't solve the problem. This is my duty. His last words fade into a whisper. I feel like he has something heavy on his shoulders beyond his animosity toward them. Kurato returns to his usual smile and jumps to another topic. You know that going out at night is dangerous. I should put more security on you next time. Speaking of security, thanks for leaving me unprotected. Chain was supposed to watch you. I don't get why he let you slip out. What the heck was... You left me in the care of creepy gas mask guy. What a trustworthy guard you are. You should have told me at least. I know. I'm sorry for leaving without saying anything. Chain isn't that bad, though, once you get to know him. In that case, can you switch with Chain? You make him sound more responsible than you are. Kurato smiles apologetically and rubs his head. I'll do better next time. Don't kick me out just yet. Yay! Sadly. Well, that's a sad yay. I wanted more. And we saw all of this in the Jinoru demo. So, woo. Can I skip through? Alright, well, that is the end of the Kurato demo on Dark Knights. I'm pretty sure I enjoyed the writing in his demo more than I enjoyed Jinoru's writing. I mean, I loved how Jinoru spoke, because he seemed like fancy and exquisite, and Kurato's just laid back kind of guy. I liked both of them. Kurato, I think he had less cutscenes. Jinoru, like, cutscenes as in, like, the art changes to, like, yeah. But I think in Kurato's route, there was more action. It was more exciting than Jinoru's route. Jinoru, you just hang out with him at the mansion every day. There wasn't really much to it. Wasn't really exciting, but I liked it still. So, the next time you see me playing Dark Knights, we're going to be going with the creepy forest guy. And then after that, we're going to go on to the guy from the park. Don't know either of their names yet, but yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye!